They secretly love you. Due to your present circumstances, it might appear to you that they don't want you. But it is not true. They love you, and I will show you how it is possible. Recently, I was talking with someone who wanted to manifest a specific person. While talking to them, it was evident to me that they had misinterpreted the knowledge. They have been misinformed about the law. After hearing their concerns, I became clear on where they were lacking. Also, I know what the majority of people lack when manifesting their desires. Your desire can be anything. It can be to manifest in a specific person, a car, a house, or a certain amount of money. It does not matter what it is. If that desire is yours and you are clear about it, then you can have it. Now, in order to get it, there is this one key element that only 1 in 1,000 grasps that helps them make their dream a present fact. The one who understands it correctly doesn't need any external validation to manifest their desires. It becomes a walk in the park to manifest their desires. You might be wondering what this key element is that I am talking about. Well, in simpler words, it is about becoming a different version of yourself. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me explain by giving a very cool example that came to mind. After hearing this, you will be able to connect to it, and even if you don't, by the end of this video, this idea of mine will sink deeper into your subconscious mind. So, let us go back in history and look at the first telephone that was introduced. It was a landline device that was used to transfer messages over long distances. It was a wired device, and it was not portable. So, someone came up with an idea and discovered a device that was wireless, and then mobile phones were introduced. At that time, these devices were bulky, and people could talk to their loved ones from any place they liked. Then this device was improvised, and it got additional features. Now we were able to play games, listen to the radio, and maintain a phone book, and everything was smooth. Then came devices that had cameras, and people were now able to capture their pictures for their memories. The advancement went to the next level, and now phones don't need any keypads. You could touch the screen and use the phone. Since then, further advancements have been made. And now you can do a number of things from this piece of device that is connecting you with me at this very moment. Apple launches a new iPhone every year. It launches a new version of its device every year, and people buy it. But you might be wondering why I am sharing this and how this is related to manifesting your desires. Well, of course it is. If you look closely, you will recognize that with time, the first telephone became this latest iPhone model. In between, it transformed from being a wired device to a wireless device, and there are all these different versions of this device. Each year, a new version of this device is launched. A new version, a different version that satisfies the needs of users. So, my point was to make you understand that in order to get your desire, you have to become a different version of yourself. Like when the need for wireless calling arose, people found a newer version of the telephone. When the need for a bigger display arose, keypad phones became touchscreen phones. So, each desire of yours has a different version of you. Right now, you are a version of yourself that does not have your desires. In order to get your desire, you have to shift to a different version of yourself. And the cool thing is that every version of you already exists. You just have to make that choice and embody that version of you. Your specific person is madly in love with you. They are in love with a version of you, and you have to shift to that version of yourself. This is what manifesting. It is about shifting into all these different versions of yourself. Each desire of yours has a version of you that already has that desire. Now, all you need to do is shift and become that version of yourself. Many people, knowingly or unknowingly, believe this. They start running after their desires. They start chasing their desires. They want to stay the same version of themselves and want to have that thing or that person. They don't want to change themselves. This is where they fail to understand the law. This is where they misinterpret the information. This is where things stop flowing into their lives. There is one famous quote from Neville Goddard that says, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself, and they will confirm the change. I want you to memorize this quote, take a printout of it, and hang it on the wall. This is what manifestation is all about. It is about changing your conception of yourself. It is about becoming a different version of yourself. But this is where many people go wrong. They don't try to change this present version of themselves. They want some magic to happen that makes their specific person fall in love with them. Well, you can pick any book on manifestation and simplify it. The only message that you will get from that book is to become that version of yourself that already has that desire. You can open any YouTube channel, and the message will be the same. The guided meditations that you listen to make you shift into that version of yourself. Your life is not about that specific person or that specific thing. It is not about chasing them. It is about becoming that version that already has that thing, and that is how that thing becomes a part of your life. I witness people affirming for their specific person, but there is no change within them. They are still desperate to have their person. They are still needy and they feel unimportant. Their specific person is still on that pedestal. When these people don't change their identity, their specific person doesn't change. It is that simple. Just for a moment, forget your circumstances and analyze a couple. Analyze their relationship. You would know that the person who is chasing and the person who is being chased by their partner hold very different energy. They have very different concepts that they hold about themselves. They have different belief systems about themselves. The person who is being chased by their partner is not dependent on their partner. They are not needy. They understand their value. They understand they think highly of themselves, and they hold a very different energy. Now, you very well know what kind of person you are. You also know about the present version of yourself. You know your reality. Everything is possible. All you need is clarity about what you want, and you have to embody the version of yourself that already has that thing. When you have something, you are not needy. You are not desperate. You don't regret losing it. You don't seek ways to get it. Your life is not revolving around that thing, and your days are not spent searching for it. So, whenever you face yourself in situations where you are thinking about when I will get it, how I will get it, and why I want it, then you are 100% not embodying the version of yourself that already has that thing or person. It is always about getting into the state of having a wish fulfilled. The state of having a wish fulfilled simply means shifting to a version of yourself that already has what you want. It is that simple. So, what do you want? Do you want them to love you madly? Do you want them to chase you? Do you want them to propose to you? If your answer is a big yes, then just sit quietly in a room where you can't be disturbed and imagine them loving you madly. What does loving you madly represent to you? How does that make you feel? What kind of person do you think you would be when they love you madly? What would be your state of consciousness to receive such treatment? You have to feel in this very present moment that you are loved madly by your specific person. Imagine them making you feel special by surprising you with a vacation. Imagine them taking care of you. Imagine them always remembering what you like and dislike. Imagine them calling you every day. These are some examples. These examples might not be relevant to you. That is why I advise you to imagine a scenario that feels familiar to you. You always have to remember that you are not changing a specific person by doing this. You are doing this to change your state of consciousness. And when you successfully change your state of consciousness, only then that specific person changes their attitude towards you. You have to always change yourself. People are only messengers. They are only telling you who you are. Once you change yourself, they will confirm the change. Once you change your state, they will automatically enter your life and start loving you the way you want them to. So, I want you to stop seeking ways to manifest a specific person or any desire of yours. Just stop today and just sit quietly with yourself for a few moments. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I had that particular thing or that person? What kind of person would I become once I had that thing or person? Now, start embodying that feeling. Start feeling the way you would feel once you had it. Stay with this feeling for some time, and enter this feeling every now and then. Don't try to change people or things in your life. Change yourself, change your state of being, and things will automatically change. I have also designed a guided meditation that lets you change your state of being. Many people have shared their success stories in the comment sections, which you can verify. Just click on the first video that appears at the end of the screen.